So I've just introduced Kripke to the manners minder, and I want to give you guys a bit of a tour of how to use it. So the remote has two buttons. For right now, we're only concerning ourselves with the larger triangular button that says dispense. When we press that button, the machine will beep, turn, and dump a cookie. This other button allows for other features that we'll use later, but for now we're only worried about that. There's a battery compartment in the back that slides open, and there's a specialty battery that goes in there, and the change for the channel of the machine is in there. So if you get a machine of your own or you borrow another machine from me, the channel becomes relevant. You have to make sure that both the remote and the machine are on the same channel or it won't work, even if the batteries are good. Inside the machine right now is one of these. Good boy. We're not going to let Kripke eat it. Good boy. Is one of these discs. The disc has, good dog, 3 holes in it. As it turns, it scoops the kibble and dumps it through the hole into the machine. This is the small disc, so if you were using a smaller kibble, you would use this disc. Because the kibble is too large to fit through this disc, as you see there, we are using the large disc. So the disc just snaps in, this piece opens up, and you can put the kibble in the hopper there. You've got an on switch, and then a bunch of dials that, again, we're not going to concern ourselves with right away. And the D batteries that it runs off of just go on the bottom there. So it's a fairly durable machine. I've deliberately lent you one of my models that's in a bit of rubber shape, just in case it were to get a little bit enthusiastically damaged. I've set it up so that the tether is just snug where he can reach it easily with his mouth, but it's going to be challenging for him to reach it with his feet to knock it over or to try and lift the cover off the top or something like that. It just sets him up for success so that he's not learning bad habits of ripping the machine apart. And we can talk about other options for setup once he's got the hang of it. So again, to make the cookie dispense, this button here, it beeps and dumps the cookie out. When it clogs or runs out of food, which it's going to do in just a moment here, it will flash and make a different beeping sound. He doesn't mind demonstrating this at all, does he? So it has a visual sensor in the hole. So it turns until it senses that the food has fallen through the visual sensor, at which point it stops turning. And so you can see when it's empty, or almost empty, it will turn for longer, versus when it's full, it only turns for a short time. And then when it's empty and nothing's coming out, it will turn for a limited amount of time, and then it will flash, I don't know if you can see the flash in the daylight, and beep. If I press this button, the beep stops, but then that gives me a chance to say, okay, I need to do something. I can open the hopper, I can add a bit more food, and now we're ready to go again. When I press the button, it takes a minute to load, and the cookie dumps out. So we're back to where we were. So that's the alarm function on that machine.